Happy birthday! Happy birthday! In 2 days. Happy birthday!
Hi, welcome to Fleeting Hope. It's chaos as always. We've got everybody here wishing me a happy birthday. It is in 2 days. It is in 2 days.
Too bad. Happy birthday.
But they'd like to wish it to me now.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you all. And thank you for being here with us. Before we get into session tonight, announcements.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Fleeting Hope. If you would like to hear, we have a Beacons link down below that has all our social media, including our Twitter, our TikTok, our YouTube, our Spotify, and the social media of some of our players, including me, Funshine Illustration, and the Red Cap Mannequin over here to my right. And then, speaking of our social medias, keep an eye on our Discord and our Twitter for some future updates. We got some things cooking that we're chomping at the bit to share, but we can't quite share it yet. Share it yet.
You got it. You're doing great.
And then, for the last thing, sponsor space. We are hoes for money, and we will do close. I shouldn't say that. We'll do most things for money. So if you would like to, $20 is $20. If you are willing to sponsor us, we will do funny skits. We will do serious skits. We will do serious songs. We're not the best singers, but we'll do it.
Hey, speak for yourself.
Right.
But we'll do it. So if you want to sponsor us, please send us a DM. Goodness, I cannot speak. Send us a DM, send us email, whatever. Contact us, and we are happy to talk to you about sponsorship stuff. And also, if you didn't get the memo, it is our DM's birthday this week. So if you are in chat, please wish him a happy big old birthday wish. He's going to be half of 52.
I am equivalent to half a deck of playing cards.
Yes. So, wish him a happy birthday in chat in a fun way. Yay. Yay. Back to you, DM.
Yee. Thank you guys. Thank you. With that, let's go ahead and get back into the story here.
Let's get into it.
So, after leaving Amon with the mission in mind to find one of these supposed locations that were once owned by Jameson Iron, you begin traveling, picking up a new friend along the way, one of your party members disappearing in the midst of the night. Along the way, you took down a rock and a young red dragon
Everyone's died.
Hell yeah.
and pulled into what used to be a militaristic outpost during the Scattered War and before is now a prosperous trade hub, the Emerald Outpost. Upon entering into the city, you are recognized by name, you are recognized by station, and are escorted through the city and given whatever you need, more or less. You took time to sell some of your parts of creatures that y'all had harvested, deciding to keep a couple items for trophies, if you will. And then took to wandering these trade stalls, trying to find something that catches your eye. Some of you. Others of you stayed behind with the cart. But eventually, yes. But eventually you all did turn in for the night at the Waywalker Inn, here in the center of the Emerald Outpost. Some of you chose the night to just disappear, turn in early. Some of you chose to do a little bit of time drinking and being jovial and sociable. But nonetheless, you all...
That's how much you had before.
and you all took a long rest.
Yeah.
Kaylinn. your dream state, describe the space. It's been a while since we've been here. What's it look like now?
What?
The space in your mind when you sleep. It's been a while.
Probably the forest in front of the Arechi's home.
Okay.
And just animals everywhere. And then just me probably in a hammock somewhere up on a tree limb.
Okay. And you're
Yeah?
just sitting, hanging out, enjoying this relaxful, peaceful sleep. Been a minute since you slept in a bed. Arechi, in this headspace, in your dream space. So, how are you feeling?
What do you mean?
Well, you almost fucking died.
Yeah, about that. I'm sorry.
Hey, listen. I am only around as long as you're around. I would like to continue keeping us both around. You know, at this point, we like each other. I'd consider us, pretty close.
Yeah.
At least I would hope so. Takes a look up and down,
I mean, it's kind of hard when you're in my head.
But you gotta be a little smarter with your decisions.
Yeah, I know. I was a little crazy.
You put more than just us at risk there. You know that, right?
Yeah.
The rest of them all probably weren't too happy with you charging in head first.
Yeah.
Uncharacteristically, at that. But hey, he just runs his fingers through your hair. Don't get too in your head about it.
I will do my best not to.
Not fair. I would have made a joke.
He did make a joke. Well, he looks kind of past you. I think somebody just slipped something under the door. Might want to check that out.
Will do.
Come to consciousness. It's very early morning, like just before dawn.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all did turn in relatively early, considering travel and everything. But just before dawn, you can begin to see the blues peeking through the window here in your room. And you begin to look about the space. Go to make a perception check. Now, y'all did have 2 rooms with 3 beds each. So who's in which rooms?
I'll probably be with Kaylinn.
So Zem and Kaylinn,
Figuring the Arechi connection. I'll be with Aurora.
Aurora and Huxley.
Well, I sleep in a jar, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but y'all have 2 rooms. They gave y'all 2 rooms with 3 beds
Oh, okay.
each.
I'll be by myself then, I guess.
Sure. Yeah. So is
2 rooms.
Yes.
2 rooms. They're in a room. We're in a room.
Is it two?
So-
Two.
these 2 in a room. Those 2 in a room.
Not me.
You can be in either one.
Oh,
There's only 2 rooms.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Numbers backwards.
I got that number. Yeah.
If you're in ours,
I'll be
you
in.
have a bed.
I'll be in. Yeah, I'll be in the Huxley Aurora.
Huxley and Aurora's room. Okay. So yeah, what was your perception check?
I got a 12.
A 12. Wasn't super high. Waking up, you can see Zem curled up and sprawled out in her bed, still sound asleep. But you look over towards the door, and there is in fact a small envelope with a wax seal pressed that's been slid under the door into the room.
I'm gonna go look.
Yeah. You pick it up and take a better look at it. The seal is the stamp of Singorn.
Okay.
There's no writing on the outside, just that stamp sealing it.
You know what? I'm gonna open it.
Okay. You go ahead and break the seal and open it up.
Boom. It's a ball.
You and them.
Um,
Got it.
you begin opening it up, and it is itself a piece of paper that's been folded. But inside is this really nice piece of vellum with really well written calligraphy. Feels very official. But you begin reading it, and it's a invitation of counsel with Lady Questra, the voice of memory of Singorn, asking specifically for damaged and defective.
Okay.
It says to meet at the Emerald Chambers.
What time?
No time. Just it is an invitation of counsel.
To come have counsel in
Okay.
their presence whenever.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fold it back up and stuff it in a pocket and talk about it later.
Okay.
I'm like, stuff it down and talk about it later. That's how I do it.
Bottle up my problems.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're all emotionally damaged. That's why we're called damaged and defective.
Belwin, I'd say you're probably next to wake up. It's very early morning in the hours,
Right.
especially with your new sleeping schedule.
Right.
You just shoot to consciousness
Mhm.
here in this space. Aurora is making some of the walls shake a little bit with her snores. Yeah.
A little bit dramatic.
Yeah, you look over and see Huxley in his bucket, and he is like rippling with the sound of snores.
I need to make a fucking TikTok. I forgot my shot. Leave me alone.
You look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
You can faintly hear footsteps on the other side of the wall in the other room. So somebody else is conscious.
I'm going to leave the room and kind of guess go downstairs or whatever. So
Okay.
kind of the main area.
This early morning hour, there isn't really any people in here. You see a couple people sitting at a table. They look to be the adventuring type, two-person party.
Right.
One looks to be some sort of ranged fighter. The other one looks to be some sort of spellcaster
Okay.
type. But they're taking in an early morning breakfast, probably heading out
Gotcha.
early morning.
I'll just get a table to myself. So
Yeah.
Just
Easy
sit down
enough.
and relax a little
The barmaid comes over.
bit.
Can I get you anything?
Oh no, I'm just waiting for people.
All right. Just let me know if you need anything.
Thank you.
She takes her leave. I'd say, Huxley, you probably wake up from Belwin leaving the room. The vibrations through the ground kind of alert you for a moment. You forget you're inside of a building. I'd say, one by one, you all start coming to consciousness. Probably Aurora last, signified by the banging coming from that room. Are you all making your way down into the tavern, meeting up? Okay.
Yes.
You all,
Just hearing it coughing.
yeah, you all make your way down to see Belwin already has a table sitting there. Would you have gotten food or just still sat and wait?
Starting way.
Okay. Yeah, he's just sitting there waiting for y'all. You all make your way down. Eventually, barmaid comes over and I see your friends have arrived.
good morning.
Good morning. Can I get you guys anything?
Just coffee and eggs, please.
Coffee and eggs? Meat?
I'll take a wine.
Sure. Early morning wine.
Like a Danish. Do you guys have like a Danish or something?
I believe we have some pastries in the back.
I'll take one.
Okay.
Can I go to Danish? No, I never did
And
Danish.
for you, ma'am?
My character was Danish.
Would you like anything, ma'am?
Do you have pancakes?
We can have some made up. With bacon? All right.
Making bacon pancakes.
Are you sure? I'll bring you some coffee.
No need.
Promise.
All right. I'll be right back with all that. I had meat, eggs and coffee, a wine and some pastries, and pancakes and bacon.
Making bacon pancakes.
Did you want them together? We can do that. Okay. Okay.
And she walks away.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like, that's not something you would eat.
Like knowing them, they might make it crunchy. And I like. You might overcook it.
You know what? That's fair. You know what? That's fair. That is fair. Yeah, but it doesn't sound as appealing now.
Guys, while we're all here. While we're all here, we did receive a letter from someone about attending the council.
Would I know the name?
So you take a look at it. It is very much an official document. This is very much a formal invitation.
Yes.
Make a history check for Lady Questra.
Make a history check too.
Sure.
Yeah, the pass it around.
Yeah. Anyone who wants to make a history check here.
Would this fall under my hunter's bane?
Unfortunately, yes, it would, because Singorn does have a lot to do with the Fae. Oh, nice.
Nice. I got a nat one.
Damn.
I'm no shit.
Honestly, it makes sense. You three are all from Wild now.
16.
Makes sense. You're from tal'dorei.
That is a nat 20 for a total of 27.
Okay. So, Huxley, you've only ever heard this name in passing. Lady Questra.
Okay.
You've only ever heard this name in passing. You know they're one of the wardens of Singorn. Zem, you've spent your life around politics.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the wardens of Singorn. One of the 4 people who run that entire city.
Lady, what?
Lady Questra.
I'm sure. Quest rock.
Yeah.
You would also know that she is the individual who sees to the care and maintenance of the memory ward of Singorn, as well as the Tree of Remembrance. You 3 have all been there.
Yeah.
Where?
Tree of Remembrance
Oh yeah.
in Singorn.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like,
That was when that's when Leviathan jumped off the stairs.
Yeah.
Did he also try to fight the tree?
Yes, he punched it.
And I,
Yeah.
what did I do? I think I punched you. Did I punch you?
I think you did.
Did you convey any of that?
Like just punching nature and like that's all active.
yeah, like I would probably not convey that she's like one of the top 4, but I'd be like, yeah, she's pretty important. And try to play it.
Okay. Say, just do a performance check for me. Just a general performance check. Because these 3 have no idea whether you're telling the truth or not.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's fair. That's going to be a 19.
19? Yeah?
Nice.
You are surprisingly very convincing right now. Confuse the syllables. Eventually, barmaiding comes back and breakfast is served. Made to order food. So, exactly what y'all asked for. She brings by some extra accoutrement to set on the table, like some, little handheld foods and things like that. For those of you who didn't order food, she did bring something for you.
Cheese and summer sausage.
Basically, it's like there's a little charcuterie board as well as some like local foraged berries and nuts.
Go into a small amount of like the handhelds, I guess.
So, what are we doing?
That's a good question.
Yeah, that's a very good question.
I don't know whenever you guys want to go because it never specified, but I guess we're needed for something.
Oh yeah, we needed it from the lady, right?
Yeah.
Lady.
Question?
Yes.
Right.
So who's this bitch?
She's all the way down in Singapore. So what?
Sinmar.
Oh, I thought this said Sinyard. No. But she's all the way down in Singyorn. I can't
Singorn.
say it right. But if anything, we can take care of things here and just keep continuing south. Down?
As a note, the invitation did say meet at the Emerald Chambers.
Oh, just kidding. Never mind.
And with your nat 20 history check, it is very uncommon, very, very rare that she ever leaves Singorn.
Yeah, oh god, what did you do?
Oh god, what did you guys do?
I'm guessing we go meet her. Yeah, I'd say we go do that today. That's like right now?
Probably.
Today, before we leave here. It's not something that can wait.
Well, we don't really have anything going on, do we?
I mean, no, other than leaving here to go take care of our business. We want to go do some shit. We want to go do some
My
shit.
business was taken care of before I walked downstairs.
The tavern door opens, and you see a androgynous elven individual step in, look amongst everyone, and lock eyes towards y'all's group. Oh, just the individuals I was looking for. Comes walking over.
That's the main.
Very, very charismatic, confident individual.
Zem like kind of puffs herself up, trying to like make it a charisma competition.
Walks over and then locks eyes towards Huxley and goes, I'm sorry to bother you at such an early morning. You said you were looking for magic items yesterday.
Holy shit! Why?
Yes, he was.
It was, yes.
Legit.
I couldn't help but overhear you shouting across the crowd out in the trading post yesterday, and it was hard to find you after that. You had disappeared into the crowd, but I happen to know somebody who, she doesn't sell magic items, she makes them. An enchantress, if you will.
Sounds sketch. Can I vibe check?
Sure, make an insight check.
Vibe check, inside check, please.
Subject.
Good luck. 16 plus 5, 21.
21?
I'm listening.
He's being honest.
Okay. You sure?
You just insight checked.
Are you sure?
You're pretty sure. Are you sure?
Where at?
Oh, just back out in the trading posts. She's not hard to miss. A lot of people like to avoid her
Well, I
place.
missed yesterday, so.
That's unfortunate. You are new to town, though, so
But I screamed and everything.
she doesn't respond to people. She stays in her tent.
It's kind of weird. But okay.
Yeah, that's how most magic people are. They don't really like drawing attention to themselves.
You guys
But
wanna
I'm
come
with
with?
that. Yeah.
Or wait an hour?
Yeah, we can wait for a hot minute. Technically, does he have to come with us to the council with
Well,
Lady?
I'm a part of it now.
Have we officially joined you as member, whatever. Okay, well then, yeah, wait for
It
you.
works.
Okay, well, or you can come with if anyone wants to come with.
I'm sorry to ask. Are you all damaged and defective? Then
Yes.
you're a party that came to town. It is a pleasure to meet you.
I'm Zemdek.
That is a
Yes.
wonderful name.
You can call
I
me
mean,
Dad.
mostly back in our
Not
hometown,
today.
but
Later.
Is it a good reputation or a bad reputation?
People
I
actually speak
guess we'll find out.
pretty highly of you all.
It's a good one for real.
Not often do people come into the outpost carrying the remains of not only a dragon but also a rock. So yes, people are speaking very highly of you. The bird that you'll...
Bird.
And he just gives you a good up and down, like taking in the fact that you are very nature tuned, and is just sure.
Wait, go. No, wait for an hour. I got an hour. Got me for an hour. Let's go.
Oh, sure. Of course, follow me. Bring something that is mundane, but you have a strong connection with.
Dog, come on.
An object, sir.
Yes, dog.
That is a creature.
That's a living being. Please don't do that to the poor little guy.
I forgot what mom meant.
That's not the thing that you're... That's not the thing you're getting wrong here.
Mundane means regular.
You are not an object. You are a creature. Just like your dog here is a creature, not an object.
Oh, yeah. I
I said an object.
Oh.
A mundane object.
Oh.
I think you have mundane understood.
I don't really have anything that's. My hat?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Alright.
Come on.
Okay.
And he leads you out of the tavern. What are the rest of you doing?
Chill.
Y'all just chilling?
I'm chilling. Enjoying my
Chilling and
breakfast.
vibing.
Chilling and vibing. Chilling and
Enjoying the
vibing.
breakfast.
I'm chilling like a villain.
Chilling and vibing. Chilling and
Chilling and
vibing.
vibing.
Cool. So you follow this individual. He eventually does introduce himself with he/him pronouns. Very androgynous in his appearance, but my name is Tenvora.
10?
Tenvora,
10. Okay, 10.
with an apostrophe.
Oh, wait.
Open names.
Okay.
Ten apostrophe
Damn it.
VORAH.
Damn it. T-E-N.
Apostrophe VORAH.
You wanna know how I spelled it?
Not that way.
It's Tinvora.
See, I would spell it like aquaphora.
Yes.
Can I just like have a Reggie just put on a morning tune?
Sure.
What, in your head?
No,
No,
as
as
we
we
vibe.
vibe. Like, he
As
comes
we
out
vibe.
plays some
Yeah.
flute.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and make a wisdom check for me.
Music?
Right? It's okay. 11.
11?
It's
Okay.
good as
Well, no, he switches out with you for a minute, but only for about a minute before an excruciating headache starts setting in.
Okay. Okay. It's time to stop now.
So y'all get a little bit of a tune for maybe a minute. So keeping pace with the individual, he leads you through these early morning crowds. It seems to be mostly people setting up and like moving their carts about, getting things situated for early morning, for the rush of individuals to come through buying. He begins to lead you towards a section of the outpost that you had not quite been towards yet. There is still hustle and bustle here, people setting up, but you can see there is one tent that people are making a wide berth around. Nothing marking the outside of this tent. But he leads you towards the tent and
Going.
opens it up.
Oh, shit. I'm getting kidnapped, guys.
He walks in behind you.
Hi.
I gotta think of the character.
Inside the tent, this is not quite like a sales, like a trading tent. There's no shelves with items on it. It's a living space.
Okay.
There you can see there is a cot. There's a small little wood stove, as well as simple furnishings to make it more comfortable. And you see sitting at a very small wooden table in the center, a very elderly elven woman. If you had to guess, around 800 years old. Very old. Like their skin looks like tree bark at this point with how wrinkled it's become.
Damn.
Damn.
Yeah. The eyes are clouded over in white, pupilless. You imagine probably a natural blindness that's taken hold. Tenvora, she does not speak.
Okay.
But the object that you wish to enchant, she can do it for you. Mother Madam. And she lifts her head up a little bit. I have brought someone who wishes to enchant something. And she just brings her hands out in front of her. These very thin skin and bone extremities. Reaches her hands out. Very still. There's no that, elderly fatigue or weakness in them. There's not any shaking or jitteriness. Very still, like surgical stillness in her movements.
Okay.
She just puts her hands out.
Okay.
What do you give her?
first I'm gonna ask 10. What's her name?
This is Mother Madam.
Sounds familiar. Do you have so I just give her the thing and she enchants it? Or do I tell her what I want?
It is based solely on the connection that you have with the item. The stronger the connection, the more powerful the enchantment.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
No. I'm probably going to grab my hat and think of my mentor, Mr. Cinder.
Mm-hmm.
So that you have memories. I do, man. These are recent. Okay. And how he helped me and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Give her the hat that is dear to me.
Okay.
The cowboy hat.
How attached to this hat are you?
It was my first piece of clothing. It was my first gift. It was.
So this is a very sentimental object. Okay. And what is the energy and emotion surrounding the attachment to this hat?
Like if I lost it?
Well, it just like when you have this hat, what holes does it fill?
It makes me feel whole. It makes me more confident, more prideful, feel like I'm invincible when I have one.
Okay. So you place this hat down on her hands. You see the table beneath her is actually extremely decorated with carved runes and sigils. This magic circle embedded into it. She lowers her hands down and begins speaking. In a very guttural and alien language to you. Unless you speak Infernal.
Oh, motherfucker, I should have gone.
Nope.
Nope.
This magic, not good.
Yeah, you begin to hear this guttural speaking, and it does, for a moment, begin to put a little sense of fear and dread in you. You watch some of the candles dull and then burn brighter for a second. After a few moments, the voice grows quiet. Her hands pull back.
Lean over. I thought
You said she couldn't speak, motherfucker.
And Tenvora reaches down and picks up the hat and hands it to you.
Oh, fuck. Vibe check it.
Make an insight check.
Vibe check. Oh, it's not one.
You've trusted him this far. You've trusted him this far. He has not given you any reason not to trust him.
I know, I'm scared. I'm gonna take the hat.
You take the hat? Yeah.
What did she do?
It is unknown until you're attuned to it. It's an enchantment solely based off of the connection that you have with that item.
What if it's cursed?
Do you believe the item to be cursed?
No.
Do you believe that your connection to that hat would curse it?
I got trust issues, man.
That is your thing to deal with.
Okay.
The next hour is very important,
Why?
because that'll solidify whatever enchantment's on it.
Like what I'm feeling right now towards it? You're so anxious.
He's so anxious.
Breathe, friend. Slowly, and he's gonna like reach his hand and like pat you. He's not casting anything. He's just trying to comfort you as best he can. It's quite all right.
Okay. Do I owe you any money?
Not a thing.
I'm gonna like this. Okay.
Desire is a funny thing. The more you want something, the stronger that desire is it not?
I don't know about this. Okay.
Whatever you desire that hat to do is what it may do.
Teleport. 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 Teleport.
I don't, unless,
Teleport.
I don't think it quite works like that. Also, make an Arcana check. See if you would even know what the fuck teleportation is.
Stories.
Maybe.
16 plus 6.
Yeah. So you have heard stories. You do understand a little bit of what teleportation is. You don't know the magic behind it.
No, I'm just like, I just know I can pee and then I'm in a different place. Teleport. Teleport.
I go from this place to this place. Sometimes upside down.
Good day. Good day to you.
If you wish to bring any of your lot back by here, don't be afraid.
Maybe later, depending on what's happening with the hat now.
Of course.
Good day.
Best of luck.
Walk away and come back.
Yeah? To the tavern.
Did I attune to it, I guess?
Well, it's gonna take an hour.
Yeah. So.
So-
tuning.
So you come back to the tavern. The rest of you are all just hanging out, vibing. And when Huxley returns by himself, nothing looks out of the ordinary immediately.
So how'd it go?
Oh,
you look terrified. What'd they say?
Well, you see, I was gonna be dramatic, you know, do a cuddle.
Huxley,
Dying.
how
Oh my god, you are fine.
what did they say?
What about how I feel?
What did they say?
So, I'm just gonna go back to my phone. So, water.
Motor.
Water.
What did they say, Huxley?
You're supposed to drink the water, not hide it in it.
Inhale it.
Not breathe it like a fish?
So, I gave it my hat, and this old lady, elderly lady around 80 years old, the skin of a tree for some reason. I don't know.
Okay, I think
Not
she
of-
was just old.
not of a tree, but like a tree.
Yeah, I
old.
think she was just old.
Oh no, she might be part of the tree. When I see, when I
Okay, whatever. What did she say?
she took my hat.
Okay.
Do I know that she spoke in brown?
No, you have no idea what the
She
language
spoke
was.
this weird language.
Can you try to repeat it?
Make a history check.
Performance?
This will be history.
Okay.
See if you can recall.
My performance is negative 2. I just need to
Oh.
Okay. Yes. 13.
You said a negative 2.
So there are elements that you could pick up that, like, okay, this guy might have heard infernal, but he's doing a very terrible job at remembering exactly what it said.
tried to translate what was said based on
Everything's like so bad.
I'll say make an intelligence check.
Actually, cancel 2023.
Huxley is over party.
Oh no.
We're not in good hands. That was a 7.
You have no idea what he's saying. Like, it sounds familiar. It sounds like infernal, but none of it, it's gibberish.
From what it's translating, it's saying, I wave around a hot dog. Eat. Make magic.
Yeah, no, you're essentially, like, you're hearing Simlish.
I'm just like, uh-huh. Okay, she probably spoke infernal. It sounds like it, but I think you're not quite remembering all the symbols. It's fine. Infernal is a little bit of a hard language. It's fine. I totally get it. But yeah,
That was just a little.
not like she spoke infernal. Which can either be an okay thing or a not so okay thing.
I'm dying, guys.
No, you're not dying.
Just think good thoughts. I am thinking good thoughts. Okay, then you're good. What I'm saying and what I'm thinking is totally different.
Yeah, you think good thoughts and you're maybe okay. Well, anyway, should we get going to go see Lady Question?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah. You'll begin making your way. Do any of you have any idea where the Emerald Chambers are?
No.
Actually, you with your history check from earlier, you basically know Singornian knowledge in and out. So probably, you imagine it's the big building over there.
Okay.
Yep.
I go eat.
So Zem does lead y'all to a large wood and stone building that stands 3 stories tall. Its fluid elven design leads up to a watchtower at the top of the stone cliffs of the outpost. Walking inside, it is an extremely colorful bazaar. There are individual buskers and sellers, people walking up to others and like handing out samples or other small goods. And it is starting to get pretty busy in here this very early morning hour. But one individual in flowing robes of green, elven, approaches another androgynous elven individual. Right. Walks up and, sorry, you all must be damaged and defective? I'm Elasset. And they give a very deep bow before coming back up.
That people go that was unnecessary. Casual. As you can see.
I see now. Well,
I'm like, yeah, I'm walking. Yeah.
I imagine you were all here because of the invitation that was sent this morning.
Yes.
All right. If you could, for security's sake, please present the invitation to.
You have it. Okay, here you go.
Thank you. Well, follow me. Lady Questra has been waiting for your arrival. They begin leading you off up a couple flights of stairs to the 3rd floor of this building. And inside into a meeting chamber where you can see 4 elven individuals are already in wait.
Oh, motherfuckers.
2 Singornian Verdant Guard, who don't seem to be under any duress. They're just standing at their station watching forward. And then sitting down, you see 2 elven women. One, a much older woman. Her, whatever natural color her hair had before has since turned into a grayish. And sitting next to her is another elven woman with white alabaster skin, deep blue flowing hair, and gentle freckles that dot along her nose and cheeks. This one seems to be looking at y'all as if looking for something. Any of y'all are welcome to make an insight check there.
Everybody gets inside. I got
Start with Aurora.
13 plus insight.
Your insight,
Insights.
which I imagine yours is pretty high, because your wisdom is pretty high.
Shit. What was insight?
Skills.
Four.
17.
12 total.
That's 20 plus.
dirty 20.
Okay, I rolled. And I forgot my roll. But I know it was like an 8.
Okay.
So, no.
So you 3 have no idea. Maybe someone else was supposed to come with y'all, or they were thinking y'all were someone else. Huxley.
Okay.
They're looking for somebody in this troop of people walking in. Kaylinn, this person's looking for you.
Oh, what?
You see your mother,
What?
Uh-oh.
Rosalina.
Your mom.
What?
She continues looking past as if...
Do I
I don't believe you ever met her. But she continues to look past, and Huxley, you see a bit of, not frustration, but like longing. There's a sense of longing, like there's somebody that was supposed to be here with y'all. But the elderly elf stands up and, hello.
Zem's gonna bow, like, really deep and try to, like, get them to follow.
Sure, make a persuasion check.
I'm getting ready to tip my hat.
Huh? She's making a persuasion check to convince all y'all silently to bow.
Oh, good luck.
No, they don't give a fuck.
Y'all watch Zem bow.
Zem goes,
Hello.
I'm just gonna stare at her. Oh my God. And Zem comes up. Like, I'm sorry about them.
I take it you all are damaged and defective.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sirree.
She looks over towards the younger elven woman and she... Would you mind introducing yourselves?
Oh, yes. My name is Zem. Zem Dottie.
Dottie,
Yes.
I believe I've heard the name.
Very influential in the moment.
Looks to the rest of y'all.
I'm Aurora.
Aurora. Just Aurora.
Ocean Seeker.
From the menagerie.
That sounds
He gives a gentle smile and a nod of recognition.
Huxley.
Just Huxley.
Yes.
Not many like you
No.
on Exandria.
Belwin.
Belwin? Just Belwin?
Little.
It is a pleasure. And you, our fair friend.
Kaylinn Balin.
You watch the woman immediately. She immediately hands over the mouth, shock and awe. She looks over, the elderly one looks over and looks back.
Do you guys know each other?
She gives you a very deep look through the elderly one. Almost looks through you. And in your head you hear, oh, that's weird. She's looking at me. She's looking at me.
That
Hold
is
on.
definitely very weird. I
Hold
can
on.
forget as well.
Wait, is that your mom? And the elder looks back towards her and nods. And she,
Do you guys know each other?
do you,
Are you guys
recogn-
friends?
do you recognize me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you recognize your mother.
Sitting here like fangirl.
you two-
Are you guys friends?
You two looking over here not only see a little bit of Kaylinn's old face, but also Agrid and Astrid in this woman. This is definitely their mother.
Wait.
Can I test that?
Yeah, sure. Y'all watch Kaylinn just collapse.
So just in your fangirl and he flips over and he goes, oh god.
She gets up and comes over and like grabs you and scoops you up and like,
Can I try to like grab her midair?
Kaylinn, yeah, make a dexterity check.
Yeah.
Huh? Make a check, a grapple check for you.
I'm gonna interrupt
Can
your
I-
mother and be like, okay. I don't know the situation. Who are you?
Sure?
Can I help Aurora?
Sure. You want to give her the help action, or y'all can make individual rolls. Okay.
To roll with advantage.
Zem tries to play security.
That was a bad idea. But I got a 16.
Nice.
Oh god. I'll say
What I get? 17. Okay, so 17. Plus what?
make a strength check.
What?
Well,
dexterity.
What were you making me roll for?
This was a dexterity check
Where's dexterity?
under skills, or not skills. Sorry, ability saves and senses.
Ability.
Dexterity, that one?
Yeah, plus.
17.
Okay, yeah, no.
Dirty.
Belwin like kind of pushes you a little bit as you're like going to catch Kaylinn, and he just gives you that lurch forward to get underneath her. What would you roll?
Nat 20.
Nat 20, yeah, and then Huxley's arm just wraps around the both of you.
What are you doing?
You're
8.
8.
Oh my god, I got strength.
She just barely beat you. And she like pushes past and goes over and is like, please, this is my daughter. And like looks at you with almost a look of recognition.
Zem hands off.
Make a history check.
Can Zem look at Lady Questra and just be like,
She has this massive old woman smile on her face.
Zem's just gonna thumbs up and be like, okay. This is good.
Why would she be surprised to see you?
7 plus 14. 21.
Damn, yeah. Yeah, you've seen photos of her in the Valen home. You also know both of her parents, her grandparents. So there's a lot of recognition happening in this moment for you, of just like secondhand knowledge. You've never met her firsthand,
Yeah.
but now all the pieces are coming together.
I'm just holding Kaylinn. I'm like,
To answer your question, Huxley, I left a long time ago.
why?
She begins to... Kaylinn, you feel a sensation of cold wetness just on your face and cheek. As y'all see her like manipulating a little bit of water in a similar way Kaylinn does. Gently trying to wake her up.
Oh my god.
Pulls the water back and deposits it into a canteen on her hip.
You want me to let you go? Or are you gonna
And
pass
she
out?
just puts her hands out for a hug.
You want me to let you go, or you go pass out again?
Where have you guys been all this time?
Zem backs up.
I could possibly pass out.
Ironically enough, Aurora's got a pee.
Not so great to see that. Sorry, continue. Yeah, keep going.
Your father and I were on the run for a little while.
From what?
The Fey politics that followed us.
I'm surprised they didn't catch me when I was in the Feywild then.
You've been to the Feywild.
Oh yes, we went. It was beautiful.
That's actually where this came from.
I have so many questions surrounding him, the elder. It has been some time, Arechi.
Oh shit.
You both hear in your head just ah!
Alright, good.
I'm sorry, that's what he said.
Your mother, Rosalina, is just... There is so much to talk about. Please, let's sit down. Sit down, everybody. Please.
Yes, definitely.
We actually sent the letter because I had heard of your exploits.
Really?
Your troop's name has spread across tal'dorei.
Oh, that's surprising. In a good way or a bad way.
Yeah.
We've done questionable things sometimes. You
In,
don't need to know about them.
in an inspiring way.
Woohoo! It's fun.
The way that the members of the tal'dorei Council had put it, you were all wandering adventurers who decided to take on unknown evils that
Something
may
like that.
that may threaten everyone.
They picked me up from jail cell. I'm
They
so
just
long
picked
from
me
that.
up. They just picked me up.
Honestly, I was just tripping shrooms with her.
It's
They don't call us damaged and defective for nothing.
I came
I
up with the name.
I imagine
I see that now.
Makes a lot more sense.
Oh, if I tell you that.
you are definitely extravagant.
yeah.
Thank you.
And that is not meant to be an insult by any means.
I feel like it kind of was.
When you get around enough stuffy politicians, it's nice to have some crazy around.
I understand that, yes. That's basically my family.
Really?
No politicians.
but-
No.
You are the crazy.
Kaylinn,
Yes.
it's actually, I'm on my way to Amon to pick up your sister.
Oh, really? Why?
I was the one who showed intrigue when her powers came. It's kind of a family thing, and she begins to just manipulate the air around her a little bit. And you just watch different colored, like glitter sparkles in the air just start to form this small cloud.
So why are you back?
I mean, yeah, I thought you were dead. We all did.
Why did you come back?
Are you dead?
I'm very much
I have
alive.
any questions.
Don't let the pale complexion fool you. I am very much alive.
Striking.
Thank you. Winter Eladrins. We all have a natural blue beauty to it.
Yes.
And she like gives you like looking around, almost confused a bit. I was allowed to return to the material plane after serving some time. And
Politics?
not anymore. Not Fey politics.
That makes sense. Okay.
I married someone I wasn't supposed to.
Wait.
Were one of many families in the Sealy court.
They're stuffy.
Well, I had taken a journey with a troop of mine to the Shadowfell to handle some business that needed to be taken care of. And I had met a lovely man.
In the shadow?
He was a Shadowkai.
Was that like judging? Like secretly judging the team?
She reaches her hand out for yours, Kaylinn. And grabs your hand. He was a wonderful man. Brave, independent, stubborn, but a wonderful man. He and I, after meeting and exchanging letters over a few decades, eventually decided to. We both had eventually decided to flee. We both eventually decided to flee our lives
Yeah.
to be with each other. It's very taboo for a Fey born elf and a Shadowfell born elf to
Yes.
yes.
Juicy.
But eventually they started getting closer to us. Well after we had already had our first 3 children.
The danger.
My parents were never involved in the courts. They stepped away from that life long ago. So we did what we thought would be the safest and dropped you off with them.
I mean, yes, that is very understandable. But why didn't you guys write?
Didn't want to leave a paper trail back to you.
That's fair.
The things that they wanted to do to us, they would have done to you as well.
Family is
Had it not been for your father, they would have gone after our entire bloodline.
Oh. That will make a movie if you want to co-author.
Maybe one day I'll tell that tale. But for now, it's just a little bit of your own backstory.
Well, I'm writing the notes for personal.
He bargained with the Sealy court. His life in exchange for my safety. That was a century ago.
God damn.
You guys did?
This is something you were already aware of,
Yeah.
because your brother has spoken to him.
I mean, yeah, I kind of knew that he was dead because Hagrid is a part of him.
Say what now?
Who did what?
Huh?
Your brother inherited his magic.
Yes.
I see. And your sister inherited mine. She gives you a good look. And just at every small detail. You've landed yourself somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, just a little bit.
She holds up your hand and kind of brushes her thumb across your fingernails. And you say that they have gotten darker.
No, okay. Your fingers?
Yes.
They've gone from the bruised bluish color to purple, nearly black.
Oh. That didn't come with our friends?
No.
Just refer to me.
I imagine this is her lineage coming through.
Dang it, I thought I was gonna get a good nail job. Dang it.
There are magic ways to do your nails.
Oh, I know, but no, I'm technically friends with her friend as well.
Oh,
You know, indirectly. But it's,
not often those of infernal heritage work with the Fae.
oh, I know, it's very strange, but I used to work with a demon. It was a lot different.
I imagine. Probably a little more familiar.
Yeah.
But I've been in Singorn since, honestly, afraid to come back.
Why?
I don't know. At first it was coming back home to your children and telling them that their father's dead. And then it was going back home to my own parents. Lady Questra, actually, was the one to take me in after. And she's had this massive fucking just like she's loving this. This is like soap operas for her. She's just
That was so sweet of you. Like I go over to her and I'm like, isn't this really good tea? Like really, really good gossip.
oh yes.
Well, it's not me. Like some of my directions. I'm just like. I just
that's my story. What happened? She just gestures towards the fur and the horns.
So essentially, long story short, after my first kill of a animal, I kind of took its antlers, well, one of them, and I kind of made it into a bow with another antler of a different animal. And after a while, it started to talk to me. And then we got really close to this one area, and it kept speaking to me, being like, I'm close, you're so close, and then it came out to be a being.
Zem is just with Lady Questra, jaw open, and is like,
Lady
I'm crazy.
Questra's just big smile still. That's not quite the story. She says to all of you.
What?
You have touched the tree of remembrance.
Yes.
That story has been recorded. She begins to cast something in front of her.
Zem eats her jerky more severely.
And the three of you who have been to Singorn before and stood next to the Tree of Names begin to see a mote of light, similar to those that danced in its branches, begin to appear. And she holds it in front of her. Sure. Okay. Meditating. But she releases the orb, and you watch flashes of images begin to play by. From Kaylinn's point of view, the not so summarized story that she just said, but a little more in detail. The antler never being made into a bow originally, but instead was strapped to a bow and then magically worked its way into becoming the bow.
It's a long story.
There's also, you hear a voice every once in a while. Find me. Eventually running into Belwin for the first time with Robert. You also see Tiergrim and Jackson in these images.
Yes.
Oh, he is Josh.
You watch them change faces,
Oh,
like entirely.
it could be anything.
Oh, what?
I'm not eating.
Flashes go by of going through a mine and finding another bow very similar to the one that she was carrying. Flashes go by again of walking through a purple wooded forest with red leaves, finding a a sentient tree of the same wood that suffused its own essence into both halves of the bow. Images continue to flash to ones that are more recent, some that you've been around for. Huxley, you see the goblin individual and Tomay actively putting the runes into the bow. You also see chaos happening around because of it. You watch from Kaylinn's perspective the transformation of herself into her satyr form. and continues to flash all the way up until this very moment.
Did it hurt? Did it hurt?
Oh, no, I do not believe so.
What's that?
What?
And you watch the orb disappear.
Can you help me?
Why?
This is memories that she left
Oh,
back in Singapore.
I thought I could, get my
Yeah,
memory
no,
back.
you haven't touched the tree. So you haven't given her the
I'm gonna
opportunity.
change me. Consent.
Okay.
Your mother at this point is just
Yeah, that's basically the summary of it.
That's more than a summary.
so much. You just watch tears begin to roll.
And I grab my ears.
Sorry.
This is all.
It's like watching your child grow up right before your eyes.
Literally.
Grow into the sanctuary she's always meant to be.
I always imagined it a little differently, but you made a choice.
Yeah.
And my job as your mother to support you.
Thank you.
She just like leans in and gives you a hug.
I'm gonna reluctantly do it, but then give in after a little bit.
And then she squeezes tighter.
Definitely the really questions.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Yeah. She eventually lets go, and I also had summoned you all here for something else.
Yes.
Lady Questra actually helped go through some of the records surrounding Dagger Bay. We had information given to us from members of the tal'dorei Council that you were looking for an individual out this way.
Yes.
We weren't able to find him specifically. It seems he has passed. Jameson Iron.
In a way.
Yes. Kind of
No.
It's up in the air.
Well,
The matron of ravens is not quite happy about it.
I imagine not. But the name is no longer attached. It was transferred over to a Gratilio. But the Sorit Mine, it's about a day's travel along the Dagger Bay Mountains. Very well hidden and very well defended. And very much operational. Has been for the better part of 2 centuries.
What do they do there?
Last our records shown, they seem to be a mining operation, and they do some of their own metal refinement, but nothing more has ever been reported from out of there. It's very private, though. Not very many shipments coming in and out. And members of our own wardens and members of the tal'dorei Council are both concerned that there may be foul play or trickery. That is, there's not something right about it.
Well, we can definitely look into it.
Yes, and she pulls out a small map of the area and shows y'all where there are 6 or 7 different mining operations in the Dagger Bay Mountains at any given point. She points at one that is the oldest marking on this map. That just says Sorit Mine. This was its location originally. We have not been able to find any entrance or exit from it in a while. Roads still seem to be used going in and out, but Again, not very many shipments seem to be coming or going.
I mean, we can definitely look into it because that seems very suspicious.
This is the only one of these mines that stands out amongst the rest. The rest of them do not seem to be affiliated in any way, but you can never be too sure with a sketchy one around. She rolls up this little map and hands it over. That should help you find your way. We don't know what could be going on in there. The individual who owns it is, much like yourself, of taboo, a dwarven, elven blooded individual. Be cautious. Do not trust them. And try to let us know whatever you find there.
Will do.
It was a pleasure to meet you all.
Yeah.
You all seem like quite capable individuals.
Alrighty.
I mean, we did just take down a young red dragon yesterday.
I had heard of these exploits. Y'all's name has begun making the rounds roundabout here in the outpost. I ask that you all keep her protected to the best of your abilities.
We'll try our best, but sometimes she gets pretty determined to do her own thing.
Yeah.
Don't say that to her mother.
Well,
It's okay.
I mean, it was outside of town. It was a day's travel outside of town.
I don't like in the thing. Memories.
Not really. She didn't use any of Reggie's abilities in that. She didn't really use a Reggie. She thought about it.
It's okay. The grandparents kind of covered if I don't come back.
How are they?
Very well. Nana's a little sad that Astrid kind of destroyed all the flowers, but it's okay.
Oh no.
And I mean, they're a little bit lonely because Haggard left with his own partying adventurers.
I see. So, all of my children have become adventurers to some degree.
Yes.
That's what you get.
Adventuring is dangerous and
Yes.
can lead to very, very, very important decisions.
Well, he's also with Belwin's brother, so he should be fine.
Oh,
Their own adventure.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, does that mean we have a sibling adventure party?
Kind of.
Spin off. Oh my god, I need you to adopt my little brothers.
I mean that's quite exciting. I shouldn't keep y'all here. I'm sure y'all are eager to get back on the road.
Well, also the faster we get this done, the faster we can get back to Jameson.
Yes.
You make it sound like she's our housewife at home.
That is kind of the energy you gave off with it.
Like, honey, we're home. Time to fight you.
Yes.
Oh shit. I've been happy thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't. Do I know?
You haven't noticed anything quite yet.
I don't think so.
You haven't.
Take it off and put it back on.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's stuck.
Attunement is a thing. You have to unattune, and then it takes another hour to reattune. So taking it off doesn't just unattune.
Well, I wasn't trying to unattune.
Oh, you're just taking it off, put it back on.
Yeah,
Okay.
if it's stuck to my skin.
No.
Or it's my slime.
No.
Okay. Think about teleporting across the room. Well, everything going on, I'm just like trying different fucking things. Thinking of the fucking things. You see what it did?
For those of you who are happening to pay attention to Huxley,
Nope.
you can't help but notice. You don't know if it's just he woke up on the right side of the bed today or what about him, but he seems to have a little bit more riz.
Oh, is that like okay?
I'm just.
Okay.
Oh, it's kind of like look over like a hot silent on your side.
Is that just looks over and like? No, she doesn't say that. She should do things like that.
Just like looking at
Rosalina stops, and I think it's because you keep tipping your hat. No, it looks quite fitting, actually.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Is there anything I can do for the rest of you?
No.
All right. Have you all been well taken care of since coming in?
Oh, yes, very much so.
Glad to hear. Well, I'll have to be heading off soon to go and get your sister.
Yes.
How is... I will. How is the travel coming down from Amon?
I mean, other than the rock and the baby dragon, it was quite wonderful.
Yeah.
The rock and a string of fell.
Any hazards to keep an eye out for?
There were some bandits along the route.
Oh, traumatized them.
Yes.
All right then.
Just tell them about the guy with the gun on, and they will be horrified.
A gun arm.
Or the slime.
What's a gun?
It fires like a catapult.
There's a cannon.
Are any of you familiar with Percival Dorolo?
Yes.
The similar thing to have what he has.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that contraption.
Yes.
Which one of you has a gun? I imagine the one with the prosthesis. Sorry.
I would imagine too.
It's quite beautiful. Looks like you may have a bit of dried blood in it.
Just a little bit from the rock and dragon.
Oh, keeping it as a trophy.
Something like that.
We no longer have constitution.
Well, don't let me keep you. Please.
Okay, bye.
Okay, I'm so sorry about it.
All right.
That's not how reasons work.
Your mother tries to grab you before you leave, and I'm sorry I never came home sooner.
It's okay, I understand.
Shut up.
Let your brother know.
Sir, what?
Let your brother know
About what?
where to find me.
I definitely will. If we ever come across him again.
I hope you do.
Oh, we better. I need to adopt my little adventuring sibling. Nice to meet you.
And she
Yeah.
gives you a hug. She doesn't squeeze super hard this time. She matches your intensity with it. Hands you off. Take care of yourself. And she just like grabs the side of your face and
Yes, you as well.
All in on me.
Love you too.
I'm sorry. It's very
so you all take your leave, I imagine,
Yes.
out of the Emerald Chambers, back into the bazaar that is definitely a lot busier now than it was. As you probably gather around this time, noonish. And that's where we're going to go and take a break.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll be back here in a little bit, y'all. Thank you so much. Get yourself a snack, get yourself a drink, go to the bathroom, do whatever you got to do. We'll see you in a bit.
Happy birthday, Sophia.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Bye.
It's the birth of the bee.
We're back. We're down a party member. Grace, unfortunately, she had to get going. She has to be up early tomorrow. Well, that's okay. Aurora has not left us. But after a fateful encounter with Kaylinn's long-lost mother, you all make your way back out into the bazaar of the Emerald Chambers, or back out into the streets of the Emerald Outpost, whichever you choose. Nonetheless, the day is yours.
Wow.
You guys want to go to the old lady?
Actually, it was kind of intriguing. I kind of want to see if she was speaking in Belwin.
Okay.
See if I can understand what she was saying.
See if I curse or not.
It's good to know.
Did you want to go, Kaylinn?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay. There you go. You can kind of direct me to it.
Yeah, easy enough. You've been to the space already once today. And now that you know what you're looking for, it's not that hard to find. He leads y'all to basically the opposite end of the outpost. Into a tent that everybody at this busy noon hour is giving a wide berth to. As you
Our
all,
type of place.
as you all approach, an arm whips the opening of the tent open and the head pokes out. And Tinvora stands there. Hello. I see that. How are you enjoying it so far?
I don't really know what it did.
It seems to have done something. You look like you're glowing ever so slightly.
I don't think he means literally.
Metaphorically.
Every time I used my wand and I glue, I was like glowing.
Okay.
Come in. One at a time, please.
Yeah, I go in first.
Yeah? He explains to you the same thing he explained to Huxley, where it's a mundane object of your choice. The stronger the connection, the stronger the enchantment. And you see this elderly woman sitting at this table. Make a perception check for me.
What are you thinking about, Kaylinn? Kaylinn?
What's something of value to you? A piece of jewelry.
Okay, 21.
21.
I have, gonna pat around myself.
You
Pat around myself.
take a look around for a moment. The table that she's sitting at, you get a real good look at. You are able to read some of the runic inscriptions on this table. It is in fact infernal. It is in fact devil infernal.
Oh, not so yay.
Your dialect.
Not so yay.
It reads desire, desire, want, and longing. But you see it also has a couple names written on there to act as anchors. One name is Mammon. And the other is one that you can't help but feel like you know. Dispater.
Oh, I know that. There.
You can't help but feel a connection to that name.
Oh.
But you walk in. He explains the process. And Mother Madam, another one has arrived for you. She lifts her hands up, just blankly staring across.
I'm gonna give her the token for my family. If you like flame crest with the ruby in the middle.
Okay. Okay. She takes it and sets it down, almost like reacting to something with the object. Begins the process of enchanting it. The speech that comes through is in fact the same type of infernal. it's less like phrases and more drawing on words of power. The synopsis is essentially bring forth the energies locked inside this item. No mundane item is mundane. Everything that exists wants to exist. Everything that doesn't does not wish. And after a few moments, she finishes and lifts the emblem back up. Tell me, what are some of the emotions attached to this item?
Well, of course, there's like the emotion tied to my siblings, which is and my mom and all that, which is love and like care and like longing, I guess. And then of course the person it originates from. Fuck yeah.
Okay. And what is the importance of this aside from the family crest? Was it given to you by somebody in specific? Was it a gift on a specific day?
It was given. I'm saying it was given by my mother as a way to be like, you can still use like the family name because you are still part of this family. The day after she was cast out to live with years.
Okay. Okay. So you take it. Then Tenvora, it will take some time for its true nature to come about. Hold the feelings that you held with it before. The stronger that connection, the stronger the enchantment. Yeah? Zem comes walking out. Nothing changed about herself.
Goodbyes. I understood everything.
Belwin? Kaylinn?
I'm trying to think of something that I would have.
I imagine you have a lot of mundane trinkets.
Right. Probably like a pebble or like a gemstone from my hideout.
With the rocks and all that, I think.
Fuck those rocks.
I think she threw those rocks overboard. No. Yeah, no, you took everything that wasn't of value. Or you threw everything that wasn't of value overboard, basically, from the skyship.
Yeah. So probably a gemstone from the
From your hideout?
hideout, yeah.
Yeah? So you walk in here, and Tenvora explains the same thing to you. Madam Mother sticks her hands out. What kind of gemstone is it? Is it just you giving me rain here, or
We'll say it's crystal.
just a chunk of crystal?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. What is the emotions tied to it, and what is the significance of the item?
Peace, freedom, probably like a tiny bit of loneliness, and a place of home.
Sorry, Jen. Okay. What's the significance of it?
That I found it near the hideout.
Okay. Okay. So the enchanting begins. It is disconcerting, the tones coming out of this elderly woman. It is unearthly. It does not match at all. And when she's done, she lifts up the piece of crystal. Just holds it aloft for you.
I'm not gonna get it.
Tenvora explains the same thing. It'll take time for it to show its true nature, but hold on to those feelings.
Thank you.
Of course. Was any more of your lot coming in?
I do not believe so. No.
Unfortunate. I hope those items serve you well.
Yes, thank you very much.
He opens up the opening for you.
So sees her come out. It's like, so, what is it?
Definitely concerning, but
Tenvor takes a step outside, gives a very deep bow, and disappears behind the opening.
As someone who could understand her, believe me, it's not as concerning as it could get with environmental. Anyways,
okay, that is good to know.
Yeah?
she's just enchanting with some darker powers. It's not. It's fine.
I hope it's okay.
I'm not used to drawn darker powers. It's fine. I did good with it. Most of the time.
I don't know. What are you guys doing now?
Do we want to go to the was it a railroad track? No. The place where we just came from.
The emerald.
The Emerald Chambers?
Yes.
Don't look at me. Y'all are making y'all's decision here, y'all.
I don't know. I'm like, why would we go back there?
Well, I'm saying we go check out the Emerald Dungeons because they had some concerns from there. What was it?
What?
Okay, the place that they were talking about in the thing where I met my mother. The thing that
They were
said was
giving you
sketchy.
information regarding something that was attached to Jameson. That is a day's travel outside of the outpost.
Yeah.
Don't look at me. This is y'all.
I know.
Yeah, that's something we can do.
Yeah, we can do that.
Or we could just take another day to just breathe real quick before we're probably going to be stepping into hellfire.
Yeah.
Nah, it's fine.
It's up to you
We
guys.
can just head out. As you know, shouldn't it? It's still early in the day, early-ish.
It's-
Right afternoon.
It's yeah, right afternoon.
Yeah.
Sun's still pretty high.
I'm not leaving now, because
Yeah.
We got nothing better to do.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. So y'all make y'all's way back to the stable where your cart and horses
correct.
await you, as well as Peaches.
Yes.
Y'all are charged nothing for the time that they had y'all's horses.
Okay.
But they have been fed, groomed, and well taken care of. They also did a little bit of patching up to the cart to make sure it's a little more stable. They had some concerns with its structural integrity.
Safety violations on the road, yeah.
But they went ahead and took care of it for you. It is beefed up a little bit. And they also went ahead and gave y'all proper saddle and tack for these horses to attach to the cart rather than vines and twigs. Y'all get your horses and cart settled away. What's the vibe here? How we doing travel? Who's sitting on the cart? Who's traveling on a horse? Who's on Peaches?
I'll go to Peaches.
Okay.
I'll do the cart.
Be in the car.
I just ride it in a horse. Or I'm on the horse that's also fallen.
Sure. And then I imagine Aurora is on her broom.
Yeah.
We'll say she's up front keeping you company. Yeah? And then Zem's just kind of riding one of the horses that's attached to the cart. Y'all have 4 horses. And yeah, you could ride the separate one. Yeah? We'll say, we'll have you behind the cart. Or would you rather be up front?
I'll be behind.
Okay. Kind of a V formation. Alright. So y'all begin marching out of the Emerald Outpost. Around the Dagger Bay Mountains. So, Belwin, and then if you want to roll for Aurora, if you two want to make perception checks for me. Keeping eyes ahead on travel.
No good rolls today. No good rolls today. Yeah, 12 total.
Damn.
No.
Yeah, you're normally like plus 10 to that.
Yeah, this is the natural 3, so yeah.
Oof.
Okay. You said perception?
Yes. Percepe wepe.
I forgot her perception is fucking high.
It's that massive wisdom modifier.
That is going to be a 25.
Damn. Okay. Yeah, you got both of y'all got y'all's eyes peeled. Who wants to go and roll for the day's travel?
I don't know, man. She rolled.
Well, I was the one who got the dragon.
No, because I think the day before you rolled the rock.
Oh yeah, I rolled the rock. Someone else rolled the dragon.
No, because you rolled the rock, and then you kept rolling ones for the rock.
Did you roll for me, Zim? I'm not gonna get stuck in a loop of ones with you again.
It's a 2. I think you rolled a 2.
Yeah, we rolled
That'd
a
be an
8.
8.
An 8. All right, go ahead and roll me a d6.
Oh, I don't know.
No.
6.
That's a 6. Roll a d4.
I like this. No. Stop.
Stop!
I like this game.
I like this game.
Stop doing something.
The one time I get max on these 2 dice.
4.
Oh.
Okay.
I can't get it for damage, but goddamn, for the travel list, they just gotta show up.
So 4.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's a cloudy day. What looked like it was gonna be a somewhat intenser coastal storm begins to die off on travel. Clouds continue through the day, but no sign of rain. That's it. Yeah.
All after that?
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
I'll.
I don't believe it for a goddamn second.
It's okay. You don't have to. Yeah, no, travel is relatively unimpeded.
Okay.
Y'all continue traveling along the southern pass into a western pass along the edge of the Dagger Bay Mountains. There really isn't anyone else on the road this way. Y'all at one point end up taking the path closest to the mountains on a fork, as you saw signs directing towards Singorn, or further south. Y'all continued making your way. Aurora begins to call out, seeing the faintest trail of smoke in the distance, coming from deeper in the mountains.
Okay.
I don't know what that is, guys, but I see some smoke over there.
Oh.
My guess is that's the mines they were talking about. I mean, they did mention, refining metal that does take fire.
Maybe.
Or it could be a campsite?
Or another one.
I'd be cautious.
It'll be all pretty.
With all the luck. Maybe.
Or look, could be some sort of smoke elemental. That's a good thing.
Make a history check.
Oh.
Or a Arcana check.
Oh. Well,
Good luck. That's my initiative.
roll 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 15.
15. Yeah.
There are?
Yeah. You've only really read about them in passing. You've never really seen any elementals up close. But yeah, no, there are elementals for combinations of the different elements. And smoke just so happens to be fire and air.
Wow.
Also, yes, we have attuned to our items.
Yes, you have.
Oh shit.
Happy thoughts.
Happy thoughts. All the way.
Mostly.
Mostly, smexy thoughts.
No.
No?
It's the thing. My item had to do with fucking my family.
Oh,
No,
Whoa, hold
not
on.
fucking my family.
Phrasing.
No.
No, yeah, after the hour passes, you, I don't know, something about that emblem feels like it's going to be able to protect you a little bit better when needed. Yours, you start looking at it like, she probably didn't do anything to this. It's a rock from my outpost. It probably has nothing on it. You keep thinking of your outpost, and then you watch a bead of light appear in the center of it, and then shift eastward.
Hey, it's a home. That literally directs you home. Is it? It seems like it.
It looks like a compass.
It seems like it.
Pointing eastward.
Above the table. It seems like it.
Can I recall if that's where my outpost would be?
Well, I mean, Wildmount is east of here.
Think of something that's in front of you.
Yeah, I'm gonna think of something else.
Okay. What are you thinking about?
I'm gonna look at the smoke and see if it points there.
Okay. You look out towards the smoke and start thinking about that smoke. And you look back down towards it and it's still pointing to the east.
Okay.
It's a home beacon.
You can make an Arcana check, the both of you. Actually, all three of you, since you all three have items, you can make an Arcana check to ascertain its magical properties.
How's my Arcana?
Huxley? 24. Kaylinn?
12.
Okay.
What my hunter name come into existence?
Unfortunately, no.
Motherfucker.
Actually, yes, because this has to do with fiend magic. So, yes. Huxley, you begin to pick up on what it is on this, the enchantment of this hat. It does, in fact, bolster your charisma. Gives you a +2 to your charisma.
Okay, I have negative one right now.
Yeah.
So now it's an even one.
Yeah, bumps up your charisma score by 2. And I'll fix it in your character sheet later. Kaylinn, it's pointing to somewhere. You imagine probably back to your outpost, maybe?
Maybe.
It'll, you won't know until you start heading that way again.
Fair.
Zem, what'd you roll?
An 18.
An 18. You sense there is magic stored inside of this. You sense you can use it in bursts rather than all at once, or an active effect. It has charges that allow you to boost your AC. Yeah. So, you'll continue traveling along. Eventually, the sun does grow lower in the sky. That smoke in the distance never really seems to die down. Aurora's keeping a pretty good eye on it. But y'all are getting to the point where probably want to call it for camp. You gonna go ahead and look? Go to make me a survival check. And if I'm not mistaken, your favored terrain is mountains. Believe that has something. Mountains and forest.
Where would I
It's
find
two.
that?
Features and traits.
Your favorite terrain under your ranger.
Oh no!
Jennifer Coolidge.
Oh,
That's what she sounds like.
oh no!
They're creatures.
Oh no!
I can't believe
Your
that.
favorite enemy.
Yes. Okay.
Forest
Yes,
Mountain.
Wow.
It should say something under there about favorite terrain, like if it gives you a advantage or something.
Your proficiency bonus is doubled for proficiencies. Is doubled for proficient skills when you make an intelligence or wisdom check related to it.
Yeah. So your survival check for this, instead of adding, what's you're proficient with survival, correct?
Yeah.
Has a little white dot next to it.
Yes.
So whatever your proficiency bonus is, subtract that from what you would normally add, and then double your proficiency bonus and add it back, just so you're not.
So instead of it being a +4, then +2 wisdom, it's going to be +8. That's 4.
So basically, add another proficiency.
Yeah, add another +4. Yeah.
That was easy.
Yeah.
Plus
I realize.
and then plus
Yes.
So plus survival,
Roll
plus-
plus survival plus proficiency.
Okay. $25.
25. Yeah, there's a couple places that are worthwhile camping out here, but you find one pretty secluded, like off the beaten path a little bit, little just outcropping in the stone of the mountains that looks safe. There's nothing inside of it that you can see.
Are we ready to camp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's this perfect little outcropping in the mountains over here that we could camp in tonight.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yes.
That's cool.
That's a cool.
Barrio?
Oh yes, Barrio, the famous Asilran plumber.
It's Barrio in Fujiji.
But y'all get camp set up. Is there anything y'all wish to do before y'all start watch? Yeah. Okay. I mean, they made it pretty damn secure at this point.
They did it darn.
Yeah. Like they made it a roadworthy cart.
Anything on the road, check for
Sure. Yeah.
I will keep watch on the smoke as well. Well, probably finding some firewood.
Okay. From where y'all are camping at, the smoke isn't really visible, but you can, for your watch, if you wanted to, take a step out and keep an eye about. Yeah. Is there anything anyone else is doing? All right. Who's taking first watch? Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
never mind.
Yeah, you can both take first. Yeah. All right. Go ahead and make perception checks for me. It's the other three get to sleep. What'd you get, Huxley?
I'm 100. Got 12.
Okay.
Lisa's trying to show her.
Yeah, Miska's like, she keeps pulling your attention. Huxley, you keep your eyes peeled, and I mean, y'all feel pretty safe inside this cave. Of course, the firelight definitely makes y'all stand out a little bit, but you don't ever hear anything approach. You'll hear the distant creatures. Every once in a while, not hear, but feel some like heavy thuds in the earth. Could be rocks just naturally falling, or something large stomping around. But it seems relatively safe, relatively quiet. there anything you'll wish to accomplish during your watch?
So.
Oh. Go on, interrogate.
Yeah, so you have some memories, but not all of them.
Yeah.
So what memories? Like, is there a pattern with the memories you don't have? I know you don't remember them, but like, is there a certain time that gets blurry?
It's more like I only remember being in the lab. Nothing before that. I only remember being slime. I don't know if I was a man before. An elf.
A goblin?
I don't know.
It's so funny if you were a kobold.
I don't know. That would be hilarious. But no, I just remember from the lab. And escaping and stuff.
Interesting.
Do you have memories
Oh, yeah.
since you were born?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Sadly.
Oh. Family seems rough.
A little bit. They're not exactly, well, one of them is not exactly quite stricken with, my lovely appearance. And she's gonna like poke the tops of her horns and kind of like flourish her tail.
Why?
They are fire genocides. So have the same, red skin, eyes, or fire. But my mom decided to go outside and have coitus with someone else.
Oh.
And that someone, unbeknownst to her, made a deal with a devil. So now I look like this, and I'm ashamed to my family because it's obvious either my parents have made a deal that they're not supposed to, or one of them slept around. Obviously my mother. So
it's appearance.
somewhat, it's more...
Appearance and a rage from affair.
Yes.
Oh. Well, appearance should not matter. What's on the inside is what matters the most.
I mean, that's what most of my family think. And, I was a criminal before, so... of sorts. So, my insides were not exactly as good as they are now.
From what I saw the other day, your insides are pretty good.
What did you see the other day?
I didn't see much. I saw the guard afterwards.
That's not what I'm talking about. That's always been pristine, but...
Oh.
Talking about my heart, actually.
Oh. It's not happening. Does it beat?
Yes,
You
but
did?
please, I'm not talking about my physical heart.
Yes,
Like,
but do you feel it?
sometimes,
When?
in high-stakes situations, when it's or in exciting ones, like, the guard. That one wasn't as exciting.
When
You get the point.
When was your last exciting?
That's a private topic.
Oh, I'm sorry if I didn't hear it.
You're fine. It's just, that person is on my kill list now.
Why? Who would betray you?
Plenty of people.
Oh.
You'd be surprised by the list.
Oh.
But, yeah, this is the most recent one.
What did they do?
Just, this, like, this guy we're going after? Trying to find.
Jamie?
Yeah,
Boy?
yeah, James, yes. Yeah, apparently, this individual was on our team, was conspiring with him.
Is Jamie bad?
Yes, for the most part.
James.
As far as we know. As far as we know.
So he was just with them. Did he hurt you?
Yes.
Oh. You had a physical fight.
Anyway.
Oh. I'm sorry to hear that. Sounds like an awful breakup.
It wasn't a breakup, we weren't together.
No,
together.
breakup was
It was
friendship.
complicated.
Breakup of friendship.
Yes.
Don't mean relationship. Don't really believe in that. They believe in more open to the public.
Oh.
Yes.
Saucy. I can't be serious with you.
person they've all been talking about? I don't know his name.
You don't need to know his name, but yes, we were all betrayed.
I think I need to know if I'm gonna be part of this group.
We'll see.
Okay.
You hear snores from the rest of the party.
Okay. Anything else?
I don't know what else there is to tell. If you have any other questions about, my family past or anything, my choice, it's up to you.
This is a stupid fucking question. The lighting the flame, is it only when you bleed?
Yeah.
Or is it when you're excited?
When I bleed.
Okay.
When I bleed.
Okay.
So part of my magic.
Okay.
I have to use my own blood. Sacrifice my own blood.
Okay.
No one else's. That's a misconception. Everyone thinks that when they first meet me.
Well, I'm driving blood, so.
It's just mine.
Okay.
No need to worry, dog. And I kind of brush his head.
He has not given a shit.
He has shit?
No, he has not given a shit.
Okay. This is great. I was talking to you. He needs to come to a vet or something.
No, like, he didn't even give a shit when you offered him up as an object. He was just,
I imagine you say this out loud, and I'm just like, who had this shit?
I don't know if he has in a while.
No, I saw him on our way. He kind of trailed behind.
he just starts going around sniffing outside the cave.
Oh,
Yeah.
No.
And there he goes again. But anyways,
And do you control it when you bleed, or is it just a bleed?
I can control it.
Oh, okay.
I can also choose to imbue my weapon with thunderous powers as well.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. But I prefer the fire.
Anything is a weapon?
Huh?
Anything is a weapon? So you can do it with a stick or something?
Technically, if I can make myself bleed with it, technically, yes, I can whack people with an electrified stick. If I would like. I don't know how the stick would hold up. Never tried that.
I'm gonna take some of my slime and put it on the floor and then make it into the shape of a sword. Make it harder. It's not gonna be
Okay,
sharp.
so you're using your
I'm using my
pseudopod.
pseudopod to make it into the shape of a sword, but not
Okay.
alive.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm just gonna hit it to her and use this. It's
It
not
is
sharp, it's
Wet. Slimy to the touch.
no, it's hard, but it's not.
It's still,
Slimy.
it's like picking up a bottle that has condensation on it. Yes, the object is hard, but it's still wet and slimy.
I can try.
You can try.
I can even try.
Here, go ahead.
I'll have you know, as soon as I let go, the magic fades.
That's fine.
Okay. Just. And
Is your pseudopod capable of damaging somebody?
That is a great fucking
that's a fantastic question.
This, looking it up, is brought to you by our unsponsored sponsorship.
We still our sponsor face. We're hosed for money.
Yes, I'll do whatever.
Not whatever.
Yes.
I brought you for fun.
Yeah.
We have limits,
Yes.
but that limit changes the more money you pay us.
Yes! You can push it to the limit.
Okay. Hold on, I gotta take some damage real quick. No, I took 1 damage from that.
Push it real good.
Hello. Hello,
Should be
chat.
under your
We'll say
features and
hi to
traits.
chat while we wait. Hello, chat.
Should be under your features and
Hello,
traits.
chatter. Hello, salty.
Under racial
salty elf.
features.
Hello. Well, fun. Thank you for joining. We are a fun, chaotic group. Yeah. We are currently seeing if my character Zem can cover herself with slime. That sounds really horrible.
It's D&D,
It's part,
you
it's
know.
part of her magic.
It's a high fantasy world where you can slay dragons, find treasure, and try to harm yourself with sentient slimes. Offshoots?
Asexual offspring?
What?
Half sentient slime child?
Yeah.
For the same purpose, she uses to manipulate an object, open or close a door, or container, or pick up or set down a tiny object. It contains no sensory organs and can't attack, activate magic items, or lift more than 10 pounds.
So it cannot do damage.
It cannot do damage.
So yeah, you go to do that. And
It just bounces off, and I'm just like, nope.
it's like it like.
It's trying.
Yeah.
Bang my arm.
Oh well, I tried. But you, I mean, you were there with the battles.
Yeah.
Did I do it during the battles?
Yep.
You've done it.
You've done it before.
Oh yeah, I have.
You did it showing off to your brother when you first
Oh, yeah,
met
that's
Huxley.
True. That's true. Though. He said, "Look,
It's fire.
I was like, yee, it's Brian."
Look what I can do.
Oh brother.
It's like when you're with your kid or something, and your kid's like, "Hey mom, look what I can do," and he just spins in circles.
Yeah. Like,
That's
great. Everyone's concerned about you with great.
Anyways.
Well, do you have any other questions about it? Magic, my family life, my relations of other sorts.
Do you have a lover?
I don't have one.
Okay.
Why are you trying to get in her pants?
No, I'm just.
You hear Kaylinn in her sleep just stop trying to get in her pants.
Lest we know that's a Reggie talking to her about her. Yeah.
What? Anyways, that's not what I'm doing.
I'm pretty sure she's dreaming about something.
Yes.
But no, I prefer the transient love life. More, less committed, more friendly.
Okay.
Why not have my pick of the crop? And everyone else may as well.
I just took all the crops.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. But I do have pets, so.
Oh, what's your type?
Not you.
Damn.
Why are they not your type?
Red, blue, doesn't. Purple.
Oh, the pretty color.
I
It's the color of bruise.
I don't like purple.
I like inflicting bruises. That's
I
pretty
never had a
color.
bruise. But I have knowledge.
Pretty color. Anyways,
About this point,
I don't know.
you'll
It's kind of more like,
I don't really care because you're not my type either.
kind of like Belwin's kind of my type. Kind of.
That's interesting.
Very.
He,
They can be short or tall.
sadly, he has someone in Feywild.
I'm not looking for anything.
Okay.
Especially within party members, because that's never a good idea.
Yeah, it's not a good idea as someone with experience.
I bet that hurts.
Fuck you.
It's about this point you'll realize y'all's watch is coming to an end. Y'all probably got to get somebody else up for their watch.
Well, time to go to bed on that note. Fuck you, good night.
Fuck you too. Oh wait, what?
Yeah, I mean, Aurora.
Okay. Belwin and Aurora.
I just go.
Huh?
Alright, I can watch. Good happen.
Oh, fuck you.
Oh, I got this. I know how to wake him up. There's 3 spare pots for arms. Fuck.
No, honey, I got this. I got this. Then wakes back up. And he comes over. And it's like, there's free ball bearings.
Why are you guys saying come up?
It worked.
Your lady from the Feywild is here.
Aurora's just
Roll it.
Aurora's just looking at you like tired as fuck. Just woke up as well. Just
waving them off.
It worked. Oh, Bucky. Yeah.
you two get to sleep. Aurora and Belwin. Go and roll a perception check. Yes, sorry.
Oh, better.
22.
Nice. Yeah, that is plus 10, like I said earlier.
Also 22.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you two just,
Looking around.
yeah, y'all are awake. Y'all are fully conscious now. Just boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. I got sonar going and everything.
Echolocation.
Y'all's watch goes unimpeded. Y'all do hear the same things that Huxley was sensing earlier. But nothing seems to get close or pay y'all any mind. The fire does start getting a little lower, and you see Aurora just like druid craft some more wood out of one of the not yet burnt logs
Right.
and throw some on. But yeah, y'all's watch goes unimpeded. If there's any conversations you wish to have with her, you can talk to her above table.
She'll watch.
Yeah?
She'll watch.
Watch goes by.
And at some point, like if Kaylinn.
Yeah.
I don't take very much.
Yeah. And Aurora will stay up because she only needs 4 hours. She's an elf. So Aurora keeps you company on the third and final watch. If you want to go and roll and make a perception check, and I'll just carry over Aurora's because she didn't go to sleep.
Okay.
23.
23. Yeah. You wake up exhausted, but
Yeah.
at this point you're used to waking up at the ass crack of dawn, especially after this last morning. And you see Aurora's just sitting there, just vibing, looking out the cave.
I'm gonna go inspect the smoke if it's still there.
Okay. You step out of the cave and take a look, and you can see it. It's still really faint.
Yeah.
Make a survival or nature check.
Nine.
It doesn't look any closer since the first time you saw it. You have no idea if you've even gained any distance.
I'm gonna go look for food.
Okay.
To make.
Early morning hunt?
Yeah.
Yeah? Was that a nature or survival check that you rolled previously?
That was survival.
So we're going to have to carry it over. Because it would be the same thing. You do have, add that +4 because you're in the mountains.
Oh yeah!
So a total of
13.
13. Yeah, so for the smoke, you're still a little bit of a ways out. It's also deeper in the mountains. If you go, by the time you get back, you imagine everyone else will be wondering where the fuck you went.
Yeah.
But hunting is a little bit more easier to accomplish. You're able to gather, say, roll a d6.
Bits.
6. You're able to gather about 18 pounds worth of meat. Well, and 18 pounds, when you really think about it, isn't a lot.
Especially since Beatrice eats a lot.
And
Especially since curing meat shrink down.
that as well. What water loss and the fact that some of y'all eat a lot more meat. Some of y'all don't eat as much meat. And not to mention feeding the bear, some of y'all's companions, the dog. Y'all never go hungry,
Yeah.
thankfully, though.
Because me! And Zim!
And Aurora.
And Aurora, actually, Aurora just doesn't do shit. Don't bring them into this.
You know. You're able to find a good bit of food.
Okay.
I'm the city girl.
I'm gonna make some breakfast
Okay. Yeah.
to
I'll
the best of my abilities.
say simple enough. You've been paying attention and been on the road a lot, learning how to cook on the road. You're able to whip up something that's at least edible.
That's good.
The rest of you all wake up to the smell of breakfast being cooked. You see Aurora's just chilling, smoking already. Kaylinn's in the process of cooking up what looks to be some squirrels and rabbits that she found in the area.
I probably would have asked Peaches first because he did apparently like the cooked meat the last time he had it. If he would like it cooked or uncooked.
Cooked.
Okay,
It's hard to do voices right now. My throat's fucking killing me.
fair enough.
Yeah.
So, cook it up for him.
Yeah.
And
You
of
all-
course skin all of it.
Yeah. You all have a
Nom, 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 nom.
a meal. Not the best thing that you've had on the road, but it's food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, y'all come to consciousness from the smell of food. Yeah. Is there anything y'all wish to do before leaving camp? All right.
Going.
You'll begin setting off
On the road again.
on the road again.
Road again.
And that's we're gonna go ahead and end session.
Okay.
Just because this is gonna be a shorter session. I knew it was.
Right.
We're about to get into some heavy shit.
You're right.
Big, yeah.
Yeah.
We're at the beginning.
Yeah. So,
Let's not leave Grace out of it this time.
well, she won't be here next week.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. So somebody's gonna have to keep her updated on what's going on. But let's go ahead and do favorite, least favorite. Starting with Danny.
Favorite. Finally figuring out what happened to my mother. Sorry, parents to be specific. And
No,
no promises. That was just a hiccup.
So what's your little mistake of going in the air and finding a baby dragon? I'm so we're still salty about it.
It was tight.
A little salty, I seen.
That was a hiccup.
It was a hiccup.
Very
Sorry.
delayed hiccup.
I'm just, you know what? I'll say that.
That was about it.
Favorite, least favorite?
Oh, heck yeah. Savannah.
Favorite is probably the lore with the mother. But also watching the DM chastise her for almost dying last session. Kaylinn.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty funny to watch. Because it just opened like, Kaylinn, we opened in your dream. And I was like, what? No, and it's like Orochi's like, hey, don't fucking die or I die. And I'm like,
Just full on scolding.
It was-
Right when we get into session.
He-
It was so it was funny.
it wasn't scolding.
Yeah, he was trying to be as nice as he can about it, being like, hey, maybe
Don't do that.
consider things before just jumping into them.
Yeah.
Don't do that. But yeah, that was funny. Just like, because I remember we talked about it after we ended the stream last week, and so just watching that happen, I was like, oh, now it's good. Least favorite. I mean, it was pretty like even session. There wasn't any like.
Right.
It didn't always a bad thing. But it was just a meh session.
Yeah.
And those guys, no, not too much of trouble.
Yeah. Ooh. Alex. Favorite, least favorite.
I could have been thinking this whole time about it. I really did it. Favorite? Getting my braids up. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Getting your money up.
Yeah, getting my braids up, man.
That's your money. Oh, yeah.
My favorite race meeting and just a mid-session. I mean, that's not my least favorite, but like, it was just a mid-session.
Yeah.
This happened and
Yeah.
I'm just glad it was and not just we fight something else.
For the great sessions to happen, we gotta have something.
Right.
Of course, of course.
And y'all had like 3 or 4 sessions recently that were all pretty stellar.
Yeah.
So
Yeah?
Yeah, it
it was
happened.
bound to happen.
Yeah.
At some point.
Lord Drop was probably my favorite.
Yeah.
In little interactions between these two.
Oh yeah, that was fun too.
I was about to jump in and interrupt y'all, be like, okay, we're going against terms, but y'all kept y'all's comments at least PG-13.
Yeah. If that is anything, she is guideline applicable.
She is the SFW in an SFW.
Yes. She is the sins where what?
That's all I got.
Kaylinn.
My favorite is Lore Drop. That was super cool to see. Least favorite, just a really short session. Happens.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
Keep it short and sweet.
Hell yeah. I guess means it's my turn.
Birthday boy.
Favorite.
Boy.
Tuesday's birthday. Happy birthday on Twitter, Instagram, whatever we have.
Fleeting hope.
Or on TikTok.
Favorite is I did get to have my birthday weekend play D&D.
Yay.
No, a favorite of mine was finally being able to pull on that thread about your mother that's been sitting in the background for a while, talked about, but never quite tugged on. Also glad that like now you're a little caught up with what happened with your parents. Now you're not wondering what happened. Now it's just, oh shit, okay. Let's see what's next. Also, the fact that, do y'all realize how far back Arechi's connections go? With meeting Lady Questra.
Yeah.
800 years.
Yeah. Least favorite? The fact that I've had a sore fucking throat all night.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that my voice hasn't really broken too much is a blessing. But I am going mute after we turn these cameras off, probably.
Eat a cockroach.
Yeah.
Or 5. Or
Yeah.
100.
Enough.
Or go to sleep early.
Yeah, we'll see. But,
That I will not be.
Right.
also Grace having to step out early, because she would have been here for those roles that she got, that we rolled for her. Who knows if they would have been the same roles, but she still would have been here for it. Maybe, you know, interactions between her and Belwin during watch. It would have been interesting. But, yeah. That's going to be it for us.
Yay.
Thank you so much for being here. Those who have watched all the way through to the end, those who listened all the way through to the end, we love you so much. Stay happy, stay hydrated.
Don't fucking forget to smile.
We love you and we'll see you next time.
Bye.